Well, I hate to keep you all informed on your Independence Day weekend when, if you watch the Mark Dice channel, uh, he clearly shows of the west coast of the United States, California. Most people don't even know what Independence Day is exactly, and even more don't even know we're celebrating independence from. 1776, 4th of July, is what? Independence Day. Okay, good. Independence Day, who do we get independence from? History wasn't my, yeah, gosh, man, I don't know. I remember. People don't even know that we escaped the tyrannical grip from the British Empire. The Royal Crown. Speaking of that side of the planet, Greece. Been a while since I've had to talk about Greece. I almost feel so bad for them that I don't even want to do a video talking about anything over there. Because it just keeps getting worse for the people of Greece. UK, we vote, we left. We're leaving the EU, European Union. Greece, on the other hand, we were electing these politicians who promised and promised to get us out of here. Promised no austerity. Promised, never mind, backed up on the promise. More austerity. More job losses. More younger people leaving Greece than ever before. And on top of that, homelessness among English households in the UK rises by 54% over the last 6 years. That's not a good sign. So this big EU project is supposed to be, I thought it was working out, European Union, member states, everything's great. Or everybody's in debt up to their eyeballs and there's massive fees involved in joining the EU. And you're ruled by a bunch of oligarchs who are unelectable, by the way, unelected. And shove things like what Greece is experiencing, austerity measures down your citizens' throats. And I think I need to add this page just to show you a little something. First, we got this older fella, and I will say, is my hat down here? Oh, hang on, I want to make this man feel a little more comfortable. Stand by. Now, mine's blue. His is kind of brownish, grayish, whatever. Now, just out of respect to my peoples, because I too am Greek. Old Jason 4 is Greek last name and all. Don't speak a lick of it, language. So we have this guy. This is from SputnikNews.com. A year after capital controls were introduced in Greece as part of the third bailout agreement with its creditors, the Greeks are still suffering from the harshest of austerity measures, leading to despair, anxiety, and a rise in drug usage, Sputnik has been told. The third bailout austerity measures have proved deeply unpopular in Greece. No. With many demonstrations and rising in street crime, the reforms include streamlining the VAT system and broadening the tax base to increase revenue, also known as trying to squeeze blood from a turnip, and upfront measures to improve long-term sustainability of the pension system as part of a comprehensive pension reform program. So what keyword sticks out? Long-term sustainability, and another one actually, and pension reform program, which translates to what? Translates to we need to make this sustainable, and the only thing that's sustainable is completely destroying the amount of your pension that's left to something sustainable that can be paid. Because as you can see, we owe a lot of money back to these people that gave us this bailout in the first place, which we didn't want. We were forced to take. We had to cut jobs, lower pay, which also means lower incomes coming in, tax system. Now they're talking about streamlining the VAT system, code word for we need more taxes, VAT taxes. So count on your pension being almost completely destroyed, if not completely destroyed, is what that actually is translated to in pure, truthful JSNP 4 speak. On Monday, June 29th, 2015, so a year ago, the banks did not open because too many people were pulling money out and moving it abroad in an effort to retain their wealth. Since then, capital controls have put restrictions on the movement of money. I wonder if they had... I noticed there was something blaringly kind of punching me in the face as I read that. Pulling their money out and moving it abroad in an effort to retain their wealth. This, my friends, does a real good job, honestly, of retaining one's wealth, especially in an area like Greece. And capital controls. Your money's in the system. You don't control it. You think you do. Oh, I'll go log in right now and show you my bank statement. I'll even transfer funds to myself. Oh, how much is in your account full? Go to the bank right now and see if you can pull it all out at once. Or is the bank going to tell you, we don't have that much money right now. We have to order more. And how they try to get you to not pull that damn money out. And in this case, and I'm talking in America, in this case, capital controls are in place. Meaning, you nor the bank can say, I want all my money out, and the bank even agree and say, you know what, I know you, you've been a customer for 20 freaking years here. I'll get your money. Oh, wait, can't. I'm not even allowed to as the bank representative because there's capital controls implemented by the government. What does that mean? You can only take so much out per day. You might be only able to spend so much per day, etc. But see, the funny thing about precious metals, there are no capital controls, and I can't recall a time where they really were capital controls. Now, you might argue way back in the day, oh, but they confiscated gold, 1929 stock market collapse and all that, and yes, and then after they thought they collected most of the gold from the sheeple in America, the price went from $20 instantly to $35 an ounce, which would have almost doubled the precious metals in someone's possession, who would have then had to sit on it and or use a black market to get rid of it. But that's not exactly capital controls. That's pretty much, we're taking gold, we're declaring an emergency, and that's that. Now, me personally, as you know, I am a silver guy, not gold. And that was almost 100 years ago. So, in modern history, do we see any kind of capital controls on precious metals? Have we? No. So in a time like this, when capital controls are in effect, you can take your silver or gold or whatever you have, even leave your country if need be, go somewhere else and try to start over. And hopefully by the time that happens to you, in assuming you've been stockpiling this since you were young, like these poor folks, which let me go to this next scene, is really what I want to show you more importantly. What age group do these people appear to be in? Are they millennials? Not a chance. 30s, 40s, 50s? Maybe. I'm going to step on a limb and just say maybe this lady here, and I know I'm really stepping on, stretching this one. Maybe she's in her really, really late 50s. My magic 8 ball is shaking right now, saying don't even try it. So, magic 8 ball. Oh, okay. She's not even in her 50s. She's at least in her 60s. The rest of these folks, easily 60s, 70s, possibly 80s. Some of them. I'll refer you to this gentleman here. He does look like he got some age on him. Since I'm a bald guy and I can see this part right here, this guy's an older fella too. Having said that, who is most affected by these austerity measures? The people who need the money the most, the retirees, pensioners, etc. Yanis Koutsomitis, a world politics and economy analyst, told Sputnik, quote, Greece, the people and the government, tried to fight austerity, to have a deal with the Eurozone that would not involve the harsh austerity that the Greek people have been enduring in the previous years. But obviously, the Greek government failed. They signed a new bailout agreement, and just a few weeks ago, they agreed to close the first review of the bailout agreement under very hard austerity measures, end quote. The drug dealings in Athens has been there for quite some time, but right now, the feeling of the people is of, let's say, despair and anxiety because the vast majority really can't cope maintaining their way of living. Translated in American terms, the American lifestyle, if it was here. And it will be here, just not yet. Because the vast majority really can't cope maintaining their way of living. There is widespread poverty and desperation about the future. The young people are emigrating, i.e., leaving in droves to go elsewhere. And I wonder if there's stats showing that they're going to some South American countries, because if so, we will have the beginning makings of a Webbot hit. Speaking of the Webbot, Cliff High has sent me the report, which I have not even cracked open yet, but will be cracking open later today to read it, do my summary, hopefully have a summary for you on your fantastic 4th of July day. On the other, and then same guy tweets, they got a little tweet in here, hashtag Greece, biggest supermarket chain, Marinopolis, files for bankruptcy protection. How do you know when a country is in absolute dire straits? Answer, its largest supermarket chain files for bankruptcy. When a place that provides food files for bankruptcy, you are in deep crap. On the other hand, the middle class wanted an agreement that would keep Greece in the Eurozone and give some light at the end of the tunnel for the country to start growing again. But this is not the case yet. Supposedly, this will come by the middle of 2017. But until then, there is a recession that is closing down shops and medium-sized companies. People are afraid for their jobs every single day. Grexit. Following Brexit, there have been calls for Greece to pull out of the Eurozone and go back to the drachma, especially in the light of the result of the UK referendum on membership of the EU, which was for a Brexit. However, Kotsomitis told Sputnik a Grexit was not on the cards. The same political parties that were for Greek exit from the Eurozone have been voicing again their resistance against the membership of Greece in the Eurozone, the far left and far right parties. But I don't see a shift in the mainstream parties in their position for Greece remaining in the Eurozone for the foreseeable future. And to end this video, homelessness among English households rises 54%, according to a report. According to figures released by the Department of Communities and Local Governments, homelessness among English households, this is not necessarily particular to Greece, by the way. This is like UK, England. Among English households has risen 54% since 2010. This represents the 6th consecutive annual rise in homelessness in England, the report said. But I thought this was during the recovery period, both America and the EU zones. Last 6 years, I mean, this is recovery time. And it's gone up 54% in 6 years, huh? Now that's interesting. And I've read a few of these comments, actually, I thought was interesting. Somalians, Afghanis, Turks, Polish, Romanians, etc. all come to England and get a free house from the government, while the British are sent to the front line to die. And then someone else replies to this, if that is only the government figures, then the true situation will be much worse. There is big money and high property values, so available properties are kept in short supply deliberately. And someone replies to him, they have a name for that. It's called warehousing, leaving a certain amount of them empty to, by artificial means, drive up the real estate prices. And you always see this in a Zionist-run place like New York City and London and many other cities to keep the vacancy rate high. Once they drive up the prices and taxes through the roof, then they push all the poor people into the street and take their apartments and houses. This is always the Zionist business model: make money by selling what they steal from others, according to JJ. Sounds like one of those, rinse and repeat cycles to me. So, hate to say it, but things aren't getting any better anywhere, as a matter of fact. Take care.